Hi, everybody. Hope everyone is doing good. And yeah, it's a holiday here, so it's kind of a nice day to, get your hands on some paper, some paint, and some basic supplies. So the project for today is going to be very simple. It doesn't need a lot, and I'll show you exactly what we are going to be doing. So I'm going to switch my camera so that you can see what I'm doing. So the project that I have for you today is what it is that I just have this is just some paper. I have this is watercolor paper that I have. And what I wanted to do was to really, I also have this scrapbooking paper, which is, it's been sitting in my closet, sorry, in my cupboard. And I was like, okay, what can I really do with this? So what I'm doing is that I'm just ripping, some paper here, okay? And I'm just sticking them literally very randomly. So this is the Elmer glue stick that I'm using. And I'm just going to go and stick these, and wherever, and a little bit of overlap, like over here, you can see there's an overlap here, there's an overlap, this is an overlap. So wherever there's an overlap, I'm just going to, add some extra glue on the corners so that it is, it's firm. It's firm enough. Okay. So I'm going to do this here. So the advantage of this is that this goes very quickly. The project goes up very quickly. And you can use, newspaper cuttings, any music paper you have, an old dictionary, even an old tissue paper that probably, which is not your favorite. It's sitting in your pantry for a long time. Wrapping paper, even like trash from your trash as well. So it's kind of collaging that we are doing. And the reason we are doing is that because we want to add some texture. So I'm going to do this here. Okay. And we'll add some more. And I'm just cutting them, in random shapes. I have nothing planned, so it's just very intuitive. And the whole idea is to just have fun and not overthink things, which many of us, many times we do that. So that's what the whole goal is. So in the Thrive community, that's exactly what I am trying to, educate or let's say support all of us in thinking, in not thinking, but probably not overthinking, because many times we just overthink and I think analyze too much, which becomes pretty intense sometimes. And then in that entire process, we kind of forget ourselves. And I think as women, we are pretty good at that. And then we tend to ignore ourselves, our needs, and which is not always the greatest option. So this is kind of nice to just sit down, just gather your supplies, whatever you have. There's just a few other things that you will need for this. And yeah, so I'm going to put this here. See how quickly the whole page is really filled up. So I do have these little spaces that I will fill up now. So the scrapbooking paper that I have is actually, it comes in a pad, and you can get different designs, different variations. And it usually has two sides to it. So this side, it's kind of vintage. I am a little vintage geek over here. This one is like this. And with this one, it's this side is this nice brown color, and here it's got some comics at the back, at the back. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in these spaces because I need to do it of overlap. I will put some glue on these just so that they stick properly. Okay, this is a really good way of making, cards if you want to do, or just even wall art as well, because that's what you like to do. And you can keep changing them up. You don't have to buy the wall art from the stores. So another thing I want to point out here is, so you'll see these edges here. This is very rustic. So this is something that I really like. So keep them. Don't hide those because they look really classy and they look like really nice. So we will keep those. And I'm going to put this here. I think I'm just going to put a little bit here. And you can go over them even after if you feel like, some pieces are not glued correctly. You can glue them again. Like I'm finding these pieces not glued in correctly. And this one. I think I'm going to put one more here. Probably this one. Okay. And I'm pretty happy with this. So because I'm doing this in real time, what we're going to do next is, these spaces here, we're going to paint these spaces. We're going to paint them. Obviously we'll coordinate because this is like a monochromatic scheme. So there's browns and there's a bit of gray and stuff like that. So if you were doing it on your own, you might want to let it dry. But because we are doing it here, I'm just going to get my heat tool. I'm just going to dry this glue. Now, what we will do is we will paint over here just to fill up these. And I have these are distressed watercolor pencils because the theme here is, it's kind of like distressed. This was another project I was working on. And so I'm just going to take these. So these get activated with water. And I'll just show that to you in a minute. So I'm just going to choose like a color which kind of goes with the theme. So I'm just going to pick up, let's say, this is like a honey-like thing. Okay. I'm just going to go in and fill in all this. And you don't have to do this step. You can cover the entire surface with the paper. So then you don't have to go through this step. The reason I'm doing this is because I want to like break up the monotony a little bit. Okay. You can do it with crayons if you want. You can even use watercolors if you'd like over here. Literally whatever you have. If you want to mix colors, you can do that as well. I am just going with one color because I feel like there is plenty of variation in there. I'm going to leave this. I do not want to cover that rip. It looks kind of interesting. Gives that nice collage effect when you have the color in between. It also brightens the entire piece. It's pretty fast. Okay, so this is done. Now, there's two options here. So either you can leave it just like this. What I am going to do is I'm going to actually blend this because these are water soluble. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take like any brush that I have, and I have some water here, water here, and you don't need a lot of water. Just take any brush and you can go and start blending them because they are water soluble. So you can see, when I go to a larger area, you'll be able to see how they are blending. This is the watercolor pencils, crayons, they are a beautiful medium. And the effect is like I really love these. So you can see that. And if you want to go over the paper a little bit, by all means do that. If you don't have these watercolor pencils, you can use just watercolors or even acrylics. Literally whatever you have. Color pencils, anything. Wax crayons, chalk pastels, literally anything that you want. You can even do some shading if you want in this as well. Somewhere you take more water, it becomes lighter and darker. It's really fun to work with these. Okay. Let me show you. You can see how the blending is being done here. If you compare it with this one here, you can see the strokes. But this one over here, because they are blended with the water, it gives the watercolor effect. Okay, I'm feeling like I need to add a little bit of red to this side, just a tiny bit. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take like a rust color thing, rust color. And the places where it has dried, or I can even go in and use my hot tool to dry this up, I'm just going to go ahead and add like a little bit of red here, and then I will blend it. Not too much, but just a tiny bit. Maybe around the edges. I think that is kind of neat. So now the project this I'm working right now, I had planned nothing. I'm just doing everything intuitively, however I'm feeling. So it was just, I had just thought of these materials that I want to use, and that's about it. So I'm just putting the edges. So when you are thinking of projects, when you're thinking, just go with your gut. I'm not very big on planning. I'm not even a good planner, especially when it comes to these kind of projects. A little bit of red is just adding a little bit of edge and more brightness to the whole piece. I think the red is also making it look more unified. That looks pretty good. Just a bit here. It's looking a little bit patchy. So I'm blending it nicely here. This. So you can see how the whole piece is already looking quite interesting. Okay. Now the next step that we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing some ink work on it. So I have these different kinds of pens. So you can see whatever you have in your stash. I have this like gold and white that we'll be using. Then these are all black. So this is like a micron one. This is 0.08 mm. This one is a Staedtler pigment liner. This is also 0.7. This is a Stabilo pen. You can use whichever you want. This is a Faber-Castell Pitt Artist pen. This is actually one of my favorites, and this is just I don't know, I got this off Amazon, and I'll post the links when I find it in my Amazon account. So these are the pens that I have. You can use whatever you want, whatever you have. You don't have to go and buy some special ones. If you don't want to do pens, you can just do black ink, sorry, black watercolor or acrylic color, and you can, use that if you want. It's entirely up to you how you want to do it. Now, what we're going to be doing on this is, so you can do anything. You can doodle on this. You can doodle on this, on these shapes, okay? On these shapes if you want, because you automatically have these shapes. So I'm a big fan of texture, so that's why I like to bring in texture. So this is my way, this is one way of bringing in texture. You can even draw a whole flower on this. You can also draw a whole tree on it. You can draw organic shapes on it, rectangular shapes on it, like literally whatever you like. So for today, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing doodling on top of each of these pieces. Okay, and I'm going to be using this, and we'll be adding a bit of gold and a bit of white as well. And yeah, this is a new one, so I'm just going to open it. Okay, come on, come on. I think I need some scissors. Maybe a cutter. Start, and in each shape I will use in each here in one of these I'll use one shape. For example, in this one I just want to go circles. So this is a really great way of even you can prepare these kind of bases, and when you're sitting in front of the TV you can do the doodling piece. Or you just don't want to sit in front of the computer, and I'm just taking it really slow. I'm not rushing it. Now the advantage with this is that you're not starting with a blank slate. Sometimes when we have to create some art, we don't know what to do, what to start. So this is kind of nice because you already have the background and you can just add your doodles on it. Background is already giving it some nice texture. Okay, so over here I just want to do simple lines. Okay, I want to do crisscross. Okay, from here maybe I want to do, I'll just do some X's. Now here I'm trying to do a little bit of embellishments to the flowers and the other components that I have painted. Adding these little things adds a lot of texture, and it gives a lot of body to the whole piece. Like I'm having a bit of trouble over here with my gold pen. It was giving me some problem, so I'm just trying to take out the gold ink and start putting some dots on the triangles. And you'll see me doing that in many of the other parts of the piece as well. I think it's coming along really well. It's looking nice. It's very organic. There is no perfection at all that you will see in here. It's just what I feel like and what is really coming to my mind, and I'm just following through. So, and I'm going to encourage you, in fact I'm going to challenge all of you to leave away that perfection mindset, and really being harsh to yourself and saying, you know what, this is not a good piece, it's not perfect, the triangles are not perfect, the circles are not perfect, the dots that I put are not perfect. So just move away from that and really just have fun and use all your energy in a positive way, and really enjoy the whole process. They say that the journey is oftentimes more fun than the destination, so enjoy the journey as well. So I was reviewing the piece and I wanted to add a few more embellishments to this entire piece. So that's exactly what I am doing. Now my piece is fully complete, and I think I really like the way it is looking. It's nice, like I said before, it's like organic, and it's got some texture to it with different shapes, different sizes, some dots, triangles, and some colors as well. And the pieces are the scrapbooking pieces that we have in there are giving it so much interest to the entire piece. So go ahead and really enjoy yourself making the piece. Like I said, the journey is definitely much more interesting than the than the final result, than the final piece. So enjoy it. In some places I did find that the glue was not done properly, so I'm going to go ahead and fix those pieces as well. And then what else I'm going to do is I'm going to put a layer of Mod Podge on it to seal everything, and then I will show you the complete piece once the Mod Podge has dried. So after the full painting dried, I went ahead and I put a coat of this hard coat Mod Podge, and disaster happened. So you can see these, see this here, you see this here smudging happening over here, and it also happened over here, and there was something happened here. So all this started to happen, especially with the white, and that was primarily because I had just done the white and then I did not give it enough time for drying. So there's a lesson over here to be learned, that give your projects enough time to dry. Even though they say quick drying, like all the pens that I used, the gold, the white, all of them, it says it's quick drying, but apparently it needs some time to settle down. So I'm going to go ahead and fix all this so that my painting is back to where, well, it won't be back. I'll have to do some modifications to it a little bit. And then another thing also is to remember that with Mod Podge, you have to be a little careful because sometimes with Mod Podge, you cannot draw over it because it's just not, it becomes waterproof. So you cannot draw over it. So this particular, the hard code one is allowing me to do so, which is kind of nice. But there was another one that I had tried doing in another project and that did not go well. So anyways, so this was a really big lesson learned for me, and I was not actually expecting this to happen, that that the ink will start to smudge. So, and the other thing is that if you do not need to protect it or something, it needs to go behind a frame, then you don't even need to put that extra layer on top of it. It all depends on what you want to do with it like after. So I'm just going to wait a little bit for this one to dry. Again, I'm rushing it. Sometimes I do, and that is the whole idea behind all these paintings and art that we do, that you really have to learn to slow down, because with art, if you rush, this is what happens. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to fix all these, and then I will be back and I will show you the final project. So here is the final project, and you will see that I have added a few quotes on it as well. So I just looked up some positive quotes and I printed them on vellum paper, and I just cut them out and put them on the final piece, and it just brings everything together. The whole piece looks really pretty and lovely, and I am loving it, and I really hope you will also make it or something similar and show me the pictures. Send me the pictures in the Thrive community, and I would love to see what you have created. So I'm putting the Thrive community link in the description below, and I'm hoping that you can join everyone else and share your work there as well with everybody else. All right, until next time, take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye now.